Well, good evening and welcome. There's no place like your home. And tonight I want to share with you what I've done in this bedroom in order to make it work for me. I have one of the original tiny homes, and so with a space of 900 square feet total, making things look nice and warm and welcoming, but not overcrowding, because again, there's just not a lot of space. That's what I'm here to show you how to do. So my project started out in trying to find my glasses back behind my bed one day. So I pulled it out, and I'll show you this now. It was against this wall. So if you can just see the difference. Now it's on an angle, but it was against the wall, and I pulled it out. And I've wanted to get this room in a little bit better working order for quite some time. And so by pulling the bed out and putting that on an angle, that really just freed up for me some creativity. And let me get this. Thank you for bearing with me. That drives me crazy. So I ended up going to Walmart and getting a bed set, which it turns out I really didn't need. But I got a full quilt and 2 pillow shams for under $40, and I really like the color combination. But once I dug back into my storage, I recall that I had this other bed set here. So if we can show that. So actually, because I do like things that are different, I'm going to make these both work together. I've got some nice heavy bedding there now with the 2 quilts, so I won't have to worry about any blankets at all. So that's pulled together with my dust ruffle that I found at the thrift store, and that was just $3. Let me see if I can get that in there. I don't know if that's showing or not. I hope it is, but it's all come together so well. And then, as I said, it freed up this wall, and now I can hang some of the thrifted artwork that I've collected and just have that accent this little side table here as well. And again, everything that I have really is from the thrift store. Even my bed frame, this beautiful wood headboard and footboard, came from the thrift store as well. So I've been able to pull a lot of things together for a little amount of money, but I think the most fun that I've had with it all really is just the creativity that it has afforded me. And that's what, again, I like to share and encourage you to, tap into your creativity. You always don't have to go to the store to buy new things, or if you do see something and you like it, consider just incorporating it into your room in a completely different way than maybe you would have ever even thought of using it for. So again, that's what keeps this fresh and exciting for me in just having those, thoughts come to fruition. And I ended up just switching out some curtains. These were in another room, but the pale sage just works so well in here. And then I found a cornice, an angelic little face cornice, and I just added a little bit of color to her face, or his face there, and put that above this window, and I just tucked those little flowers in. And as I said, a lot of times I do change things around. I don't always keep just the little kind of whimsical or the novelty things in one place. And that's just a little something that I enjoy doing. So I may say I really don't care for those flowers there, and I'll just take them out and put them in a vase, possibly. And just going around the room, I feel like, a nice, warm, cozy little cottage setting has been created. And there's some bedding for the cats, and there's yet another one of my girls. And there's Connie. Let's get her in on this. There she is. She usually has something to say, but I think she needs a little cat nap right now. And the reason I feel like I wanted to share this too this evening is because if you have a home like many of us do, you have those old-fashioned, very plain, boring light fixtures, those ceiling fixtures, and it has the metal rim and the glass bowl, and then the little bottom unscrews, you know, so you can take the glass bowl out and change your light bulbs. I rarely use a ceiling light, but it was there, and I wanted something, you know, that would go with this room. And I saw other DIYers, thrifters, showing just beautiful chandeliers that they had purchased. I've looked online to find them and saw the prices. And to be honest with you, at this point, it's close to the holidays. I really just didn't want to get into another project of putting something together and rewiring, which is really not too complicated at all. But when I did take this apart to clean the glass and then paint it, I saw I would have been in for a little bit more of a project than I wanted to, you know, do at this point. So what I did was take some cotton balls and some of my gold crafters paint, and I did like a model, like MOTTLE, I think it is, around the metal rim. And then I did the same thing on the glass base, and then the screw that tightens it up. So that was all painted with the gold paint. I let that dry, and then I'll get the light on to show you. I'm really pleased with it. And then I had a string of pearls and got on my step ladder and just hot glued it around so the pearl necklace drapes around. And then I had some of those, just these like little wispy kind of fairy beads, 2 strands of those, and I did the same thing. I hot glued those up, and then I had this little prism that hangs down, and I had gotten that at a craft fair for about $3. So really, I would say for, I don't know, about under $10, I was able to do this light fixture. And let me turn it on to show you. And let's get that. Maybe tonight the lighting's not going to be so great. In the daytime, it really looks nice. Let me turn these other lights off, see if that makes a difference. But it just gives such a nice look. I don't know if you get the idea or not, because it is evening now, so it looks a little brighter on camera, but it looks so pretty hanging. The crystal has got the rainbow look in it, and the beads are just being reflected from the ceiling light. So again, I really wanted to just share that with you in this video about those lights, you know, that many homes have. And I know when people are redoing rooms, those definitely are the first thing to go. So it's a consideration if you don't want to spend a lot of money, if you're not a handy person and you don't want to get into trying to change it yourself or even having to hire someone, you know, they're paintable, and that paint is a water base. So if for some reason, you know, this had to be undone, and I don't foresee that, you know, it could all just be washed off, really, and the beads would come off. You would just kind of pick away at that hot glue. So, but for now, it serves the purpose very well, gives me the look that I want, and again, I really didn't spend any money at all. So, and one thing I use a lot in my decorating, as you can see, are mirrors. And not because I want to be looking in mirrors all the time, but these were my great uncle's. When he passed, I was given them, and they're not expensive. They're just, you know, a nice ornate mirror, and I spray painted them gold, touched them up, and then I like them on either side of the window just to give that, you know, the balance. I like symmetry. So I think that that grouping there with the curtain and just some of the fun above and around the window and the mirrors just gives it a good, you know, good vibe. So, well, there you have it. As always, there's no place like your home. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can do a lot of things yourself, and in many ways you can redo things, or, you know, think outside the box for their original purpose. So I hope this encourages you to try some things for yourself. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. I still haven't figured out all the bells and whistles for the editing and flashing lights and signs. I would like to, but you know, right now I'm keeping it pretty simple because that kind of goes hand in glove with my channel as well. So thanks for your time. As always, there's no place like your home, and there's no place like you. So enjoy your home and make it as special as you are. I'll see you next time.